I think I have to accept it on my timeline.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right.
All right. Let's see. We are now live, Caitlin. Oh, you gotta love technology.
It's amazing. You could be 2 states away and
Right.
still be live.
Still just kick it. Right. Well, welcome to DETV. The I guess you could call this our one of our many ways of getting in contact with people and bringing news, positive people, and around your way, around to just people in general. So, anyway, with that being said, welcome to the show. It's your main man, Big Iv, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH.com, Mr. 200% positivity, about 3, 4, 500% of the time. I am here with the amazing Caitlin Merto of Caitlin Merto Designs, who is actually a amazing website and graphic designer. What's going on, Caitlin? How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Ivan. How are you?
I am well. I am well. So tell me, who is Caitlin?
Wow, you're gonna start them off real easy there,
We're gonna start off real easy. Real easy.
I'm me. I mean, it's funny. Growing up, my mom always said that I was myself. Like people would say, "Oh, you look like her. Oh, you're doing this like that." Nope, I'm myself. I'm fun. I love life. I love art. I love design. I love being a mom. I love connecting with people. I'm that person who will talk to absolute strangers anywhere. My daughter's asked me before how I know everybody in Target. And my answer has always been, I don't. I just start conversations with people. And I really love connecting people too. So that's like a huge part of it for me and with my business. Like I love to take two people who haven't met and may not have met and bring them together.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. What else is there about Caitlin that the people need to know?
But I'm awesome, obviously.
Just an awesome person. I
Yeah.
I would toast to that, but it's not. Is it 12 o'clock yet? Yep, no, not yet, not yet. But
Yeah, it's that time.
okay, so tell me about the your design company. How that come?
So I'm a graphic and website designer, like you said. This is actually a second career for me.
Mhm.
I in high school, growing up, I always loved art. I was into everything art related. I took classes at local colleges on the weekends. Everything from painting to drawing to sculpting to even metalsmithing was
Okay.
something that I did at one point. Um, and I just did everything. I love to create. And then when it was time to start picking what to do for college, I was thinking, well, I mean, what am I going to do? Be a starving artist? You know, that's always the idea that we get. If you're going to go into the arts, you're going to be the starving artist. Um, and honestly, I hadn't truly found my medium yet that I really wanted to work in. And so I did apply to art school and I got accepted with a scholarship after they viewed my portfolio. But I declined it. I decided to do something more practical and I went to school to become a teacher.
Okay.
And I ended up graduating and I taught kindergarten for 4 years in Chester, which was one of the most amazing experiences ever. I mean, it was so grounding. I really got to touch the lives of children every single day. I got to see the growth that can happen between September and June, and children who didn't even know what the alphabet looked like to then
Wow.
being able to read and write and add and subtract. I mean, it was like getting to see a whole transformation in a year. Um, and then I had my daughter, and I was home with her. And for me, the most important thing being a mom, and I'm sure you know this too, Ivan, or feel this, is that I really wanted her to be herself. I didn't care if that means that she wants to work construction or she wants to be a doctor. She wants to do anything. I want her to just be her. And she definitely has a personality and doesn't fit into stereotypes. And so she was almost like a lesson to me of seeing like it's okay to be you. And I want her to know that. So in order for me to teach that, I needed to be me. And that meant creating again and working for myself and following this vision that I had of what I could create and what I could do. So I was home with her during the day, and then I started taking night classes to get certified in graphic and website design.
Okay.
And I mean, even that in and of itself was great for her to see. Like, she was like, hey, mom's going to school. Like, she's going back to do something that she really loves. And she'd see me on my computer. And pretty shortly after I started in school and I started sharing some of what I was creating, I had businesses approach me that really wanted me to start to do some of their design work for them. So Caitlin Merto Designs was kind of born overnight of needing to go to an appointment with a potential client. And I'm not a person who does anything half-assed. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I had business cards, contracts, like branded welcome packages. Like, I had everything. I stayed up a full night and I was ready for that meeting. And that was my first client meeting. And 2 years later, I'm still getting to do what I love every single day.
So how does it feel to do what you love every daggone day?
Amazing. It's really amazing. It's funny because I hear all these people who, you know, dread Mondays or are upset that they have to work late, or, you know, they got this thing from their boss and they have to do it. And for me, these are all, I'm following my passions. Like, I only work with clients that I feel really connected with and that I really believe in. And so I feel like I get to empower them.
Why is that?
To me, just to accept a project because it's money doesn't ignite my creativity. I have to connect with the person. I have to believe in the project. And when that happens, like, not only does my creativity get ignited, but I get really excited for the person, and the product of that is so much greater than if I was just taking on any job that came my way. I mean, I have told in a very polite way certain people, like, I don't think I'm the right person for you. And it's just because I don't feel that spark that we need to have in order for the greatness to come.
Wow, that's something coming from another creative. I thought I was the only one, and I'm not gonna say I thought I was the only one, but you rarely meet people that say, you know what, this is the job I want to take based on the connection that I have with the individual. So
Yeah.
at that point, it's far past money. It's definitely far past money, but it's more of like, you know, when you're connected to someone on that level, on that cosmic level or whatever, that you know that that product is going to come out 500 times better, and it's actually going to be used in a way that attracts more people to it. So I definitely understand that. I definitely understand.
Well, yeah, and I mean, especially when you're working with someone in a creative field, whether it's getting photography or, you know, a videography, or if you're working with a designer. And I've told people this, I'm like, you have to love the person that you're working with. You have to love and connect with that photographer, or love and connect with that designer, because if you don't, there's this whole piece of the creative process that you just miss out on. And this amazing magic happens. And it's really a shame to invest in something like photography or design or a website or a video and not be able to take full advantage of everything that you can just by finding someone that you connect with.
Connection. That's what that's what's up. So as a woman in business, do you find it to be hard or easy in the 21st century?
I probably have a very skewed perspective, because I'm very outgoing, and I don't believe that there are any limits. So I don't feel like limits really arise around me, because I just go out there assuming that they don't exist. But the other piece too is that a lot of the clients that I work with are women entrepreneurs or women-owned small businesses.
Okay.
So I look at it as a lot of my clients aren't going to necessarily have that whole like gender stereotype thing, or if they do, they're experiencing it too.
Right.
And so when we work together, it's like, hey, screw that. Like, this is what we can do. And look, you can start that business. You can, you know, make that invention something. You can bring that product to stores.
Okay.
That's like something I found about myself too, is that when I get connected and really excited with a person,
right,
and starts going. Like, I start thinking like, wait a minute, what if you did? Like, it gets much more than design. Like, I start thinking about you know, like what if they did this kind of a social media marketing campaign, or what if they connected with this store down the street who carries items like theirs, and I think that their product would be a good, you know, fit there. And I really just, it becomes much more than that, because I really just want my clients to succeed, and I really believe in them. And so I look at myself as designer and cheerleader.
Oh, wow.
And so any limitations don't exist. Money is not a limitation. Time's not a limitation. Glass ceilings are not a limitation. You just have to believe that you can do it all, and you'll find a way to make it.
That's awesome to hear that. That's really, you know, glass ceiling, no glass ceiling. That's what's.
Nope.
What advice would you give a woman that, forget a woman? Yeah, let's do a woman. What advice would you give a woman? Because I want to, I don't want to just say a woman. I want to say people. Let's do with people. Let's do with people.
Let's go with people.
Let's do with people, because it's hard for some people to start out a business, you know, coming from a comfort zone, having a daughter, and trust me, I know the challenges.
Our
Madison, right? Your daughter's name is Madison also. Wow. Yeah, that's right. So what advice would you give someone that's starting their business, that want to leave what they're doing now? I just made a video talking about what if God wants you to quit, you know, and I made that because a lot of people, they keep holding on to stuff they're supposed to let go a long time ago, you know. So it might be the job, it might be a relationship, it might be whatever. So what advice would you give someone that says, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to follow my passion, I want to follow my heart, and I want to get into dancing, being an author, you know, whatever. What advice would you give them?
So I do feel like for any entrepreneur, it is a really hard shift, especially if they've gone from a traditional 9-to-5 to then working for yourself. I mean, there's so many transition, like you're not just getting paid to show up for work.
Right.
I mean, when you go to the 9-to-5, yes, you have tasks, but you show up, you get a paycheck. You have someone giving you your tasks. They're saying today, you know, you need to do X, Y, and Z. This is what we expect of you. And as an entrepreneur, you need to make that paycheck happen. You need to decide, you know, what it is that you need to do in that given day. And you really need to hustle. I mean, that's a huge piece of it. But I find, and a lot of the people that I work with, because a lot of what I do, a lot of the projects I work on are brand design. And so it's a lot of people who are just making that step. Are just moving into being an entrepreneur. And it's really scary. I mean, it is really scary. I mean, you're thinking, can I really do this? Businesses fail all the time. What if there's a competitor or something out there? Am I going to have the resources?
Right.
And honestly, what I have to say to that is just do it. Like, seriously, just do it.
Just jump in.
If you love it, if you think it's something that you're passionate about, if you see that there is, you know, a market for what you're looking for, you just have to get it done. You're going to have haters. And what I tell a lot of my clients is that when you have the haters, you know you've got something good going on.
Right, right.
I mean, I had people in my life who are close to me, who were closest to me, when I said, you know what, I'm not going to be a teacher anymore. I want to be a graphic and website designer, who said, make sure your teaching certificate stays, you know, current. It's like, I don't need that. That's not my fallback. There is no fallback.
There's no plan B.
This is going to work.
Right, this is no plan B.
Right. This is going to work. And it might not work out right away, but if it doesn't, I'm going to find a way to get it to work.
Right.
And so, you know, I think, like, you know, you got to do it. And you have to be smart about it. Like, you can't just go in on a Friday and quit and then say, okay, wait, how am I going to have income this month? Like, start thinking, like, make a plan to quit and make a plan for how you're going to have income once you do. And it needs to be multiple streams. You can't just say, like, oh, I hope I get one person to do this. Like, think, maybe can you do a speaking engagement? Can you run a workshop? Could you make a quick, you know, like, little product, informational product that you could sell?
Right.
You know, so, like, definitely make the choice, make a plan. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Stick to that.
Right.
forget the naysayers. They are not, your friends. And if anything, like for me during that time, those are my motivators.
Right.
Like I was like, I cannot wait to show this person like this big old paycheck that I just earned all on my own.
A few years ago,
it was actually something that like pushed me forward.
Right.
It was something that I was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And then, just like really do research and figure out, how other people in your field are making it work.
Right.
I mean, it's not copying, it's not anything, but just like seeing, like, are they utilizing Instagram?
Right.
Are they posting a lot on Facebook? Are they a part of lots of Facebook groups? Like, what do you need to do in order to establish yourself in that industry? And then network. I mean, networking, honest to God, like I started my business, I'm only 2 years in at this point.
Okay.
There hasn't been a month that I've worried about where I'm going to get a client from. And I know that part of that is because of my work, but I also know that a lot of that is because I'm out at networking events. I'm online. I'm connecting with people. I'm seeing where needs are. I'm connecting with people that don't even benefit me in any way. And then when opportunity comes up that I think would be good for them, I'm connecting those two people. And then that makes people want to connect other people with me. Like, a lot of it is just about being a part of like an entrepreneur or business community.
Gotcha.
So, just do it, do your research, make a plan, forget the naysayers, and network.
Awesome.
That's what I would say.
I know that's right. Let me ask you, how important in the 21st century is it for people to utilize your service, graphic design and web development, and in their business? Because, at least 95% of people that's on their computer, they're on their computer right now. How important is it for branding, marketing, and so on for their business?
It's your lifeblood.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I mean, honestly, and this is something that you'll see, like, and I'm not just saying this because I am, but something that's been happening, especially with like the rise of Facebook, all the apps that are coming out, people using Instagram, web, like everybody is on their phones all the time. And there's actually been a lot of studies that have shown how our society has moved and is moving much faster into a very visual society. So like, everyone wants to see a graphic. They want to see an info graphic. They want to see a chart. They want to see, colors. They want to see it. They want to see it. Like, we are visually processing our entire world. It's not just billboards anymore. It's on the phone, like a little ad pops up, or you go to someone's Facebook and you see their thing is going on, or, you're walking through a store and you see someone's business card and it grabs your attention.
Right.
Visuals for a business now are paramount.
Right.
And it's really about like figuring out how to get out through all of those avenues, and then also keeping it consistent.
Right.
So, like definitely like having the brand is important, but then it's also like when you want to run a Facebook ad.
Now why?
Or if you want to run an ad in a paper,
Why is consistency a big part? Because a lot of people, I think they're missing that part.
Because it builds trust. So when the thing is, and like it goes back to like what we were just talking about, like their studies show you have 3 seconds to make a first impression.
Right. Right.
Just 3. And most of the time now we're not meeting someone face to face. They're meeting us because they've come to our Facebook page. They're coming to our Instagram page. They're coming to that. And so we need to show up there in a way that they're going to get the impression of what we're really about. And one of my favorite quotes is people say, brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Right.
Wow.
And with a designer or, with carefully designed items, you get to start that conversation and direct it in the way that you want it to go. And consistency is important because people buy into knowing you, liking you, and trusting you.
Right.
And if they're, especially if like you're a high-end service or any service for that matter, if they see, like they pick up your brochure and it's this style and it's, you know, talking about these things as sort of being your mission. And then they go to your website and it feels completely different. And then they go to your Facebook feed and it's negative and not like these positive things that you were saying. And
Right.
they're going to say, well, this person's like schizophrenic. Like their business is schizophrenic. Why would I spend my money to invest in that? Whereas like if they pick up that paper.
Would you say they're going to say you're schizophrenic? The business is schizophrenic?
Yeah, it's a schizo business, you know?
Right.
If they see like from day one or, you know, the first thing that they come across, like, oh, like this is put together this way. And then they go to their website and it's like the same sort of feel. And then they get this piece, like it's all going to feel very intentional. And it's also going to show that you've invested like time.
Yes.
And money and thought.
And you're not.
I mean, you actually have to think, right? Like you actually had to think about how to make all these things work together. And it shows that you're a professional. And it makes people more willing to invest in you.
Right, right. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh my God. Okay. Now let's talk about the web right now. Okay. Your web, because you touched on something about schizophrenic in your website. How important is a quality website for a person's business in the 21st century?
Completely. See, the thing is too, and this is something that I think entrepreneurs struggle with a lot, especially in the beginning, is that, you know, they're doing these face-to-faces, or maybe they're getting on the phone, they're talking to someone, maybe they're on Facebook, they see someone's post, they comment back, and they drum up some business that way.
Right.
Your website is able to earn you money even when you're sleeping. And that's the way it should be set up. It can't just be like, hey, here's my picture. This is what my business is about. There needs to be a way for people to invest in you even when you're asleep.
I know that.
And your Facebook, I mean, not your Facebook, your website is a way to do that. They can go to your page, they can see what your services are, they can see what your products are, and they can buy.
Right.
And people, I mean, then you get a global market.
Right.
As opposed to just being in, you know, your area. And this is something that even I struggled with. Like I really thought that I could only work with people in my immediate area. And I worked with a business coach, Melanie Toner, last year. And she said to me, she's like, Caitlin, you have a global company.
That's amazing. Damn. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But anybody can have a global company if they just have a website.
Wow.
Your website is global.
Yeah.
And depending on your products, I mean, you might not be able to go and shoot for someone in China, but you could if they want, you know, if you wanted that opportunity.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and for me, like, I just need to be able to communicate with you and, you know, we need to be able to email and get on, you know, Skype every once in a while. But I've had clients in Australia. I've had clients like across the country. Because I can be a global business because I'm on the internet.
Wow.
And I have a website. Wow,
that is just amazing. Real quick, tell everybody where they get your website and all that. Give it a quick plug. What's that on your cup, on your coffee cup? What does it say?
Love what you do.
Oh my God, she's branding everything. That's just Caitlin. If you don't know Caitlin, that's just Caitlin's way of life. Like every time, you know, I see her, she got this huge smile on her face, and she's just simply just awesome. What's the site?
That's how I feel about you.
Oh, thank you so much. Real quick, tell everybody your website and how they can, because they're probably, a lot of people are actually online right now looking, and you know they're probably like me doing 8 things at once. So website, social media, real quick. Would you give that a good plug?
So my website is CaitlinMertoDesigns.com. It's CaitlinMerto Designs.com. That's my website. I have a Facebook page, which is also Caitlin Merto Designs. I'm on Instagram as Caitlin Merto Designs, and I'm very active there. That's where you can kind of see more of like a personal side of my life, as well as some of the business side. And those are definitely the forms of social media that I use the most. I'm also on Periscope. I might be Periscoping a little bit later to show some pretty cool paper samples I just got. So yeah, website, Facebook is a really good way to connect with me, and my Instagram feed is a fun way to kind of see what I'm doing.
Awesome. You got an event coming up, right?
I do. I'm actually hosting a DIY graphic design workshop
Right.
on September 22nd. It's actually going to be the third one that I've done. I'm kind of melding my love of teaching and also design and bringing them together, because I understand that as a business or an entrepreneur, you can't hire me every single time
Right.
you need to do something. And this is actually born out of having a client call me and tell me that she needed something overnight and she was panicked. And I said to her, I was like, well, like I can do it, but there's going to be, a rush fee and this, that, and the other thing. I said, but I really think you can do this on your own. I was like, go here, get this, download that, do, and you're done. And she's like, I did it. And I didn't have to pay this extra money. I was like, see, you can do stuff.
Wow.
So the whole point of this workshop is to show you really simple ways that you can create some graphics to utilize, like in your blogs and social media, your e-newsletters, things like that. Simple things that you can do on your own as a business to look like you're not DIYing your design, like you actually have someone, but you're not always having to pay for them.
Got it.
So that's September 22nd at 7 o'clock in Ardmore. And if you go to my Facebook page or even on my Instagram, you'll see the link for purchasing tickets for that.
Let me show your Facebook page real quick. Someone just sent me a message. Hey, can you send the page? I want to see what the page looks like. Yeah, I will share it right now. Bam. This is Caitlin's page. So in 2 years, how many designs do you think you accomplished? You did so far?
Oh my God, I have no idea. A lot.
So you handle everything from business cards to party flyer. No, I don't want to say party flyers, to every damn thing, Caitlin.
I honestly have done everything. I've even designed a truck wrap to go around a garbage truck.
Do you have pictures of that?
They'd be really far back. It was one of my very first clients.
Okay.
Although I did just share recently, they were featured. They had a video that was featured. And if you watch the video, you can see that.
Okay.
I had a client who does organics recycling. He does composting. And so we wrapped his truck with his logo, and we gave him some organic flames going down the side, which were really vines. And, we got a little bit of information onto the truck. Yeah, there it is, to show people, what composting's all about.
My Kitchen Harvest. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Wow. Food scraps, yards waste. All right. No hurdle. So okay, let's dig real quick down into your routine. You're a person that moves by routine, right? I take it. Wake up every morning.
Oh God, yeah.
What is your routine to getting Caitlin on a woosah moment?
Well, I wake up and I have a daughter, so we spend some time together in the morning. We normally lay in bed and read a book or just talk or play a tickle game.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to spend a little bit of time with her. Then the two of us get ready, and I always and this is something I've blogged about, I always get dressed for the day. It's really easy, especially when I used to work from home, to just kind of stay in your pajamas all day.
Right.
But I went to this really interesting workshop that talked about how you dress actually can affect your level of involvement and how you perform. So if you dress for success, if putting on a pair of pumps every day makes me feel like I'm going to own the world, then I'm actually going to own the world a little bit more that day by doing that. And they did it with a doctor's coat, and it's a really interesting study. But so I get dressed every day. I put on my makeup, I do my hair.
Do you really?
Where if I run into a client by accident too, then I'm like, dude, I'm here. And you feel better about yourself too. So I get myself ready. I get my daughter to camp or to school. And I was working from home, but I actually now work out of a co-working space for women entrepreneurs. So I come over here, I sit down at my desk, I'm surrounded by other women who are making their dreams happen. I get my, my cup of coffee. I put in headphones, which is really huge for me,
Right.
and I spend my day designing with music blasting in my ears, and I'm dancing in my chair
Is
all day.
is there a difference? So there is a difference with getting dressed, and it's a psychological difference of getting dressed and just performing at your optimum level. Now, is there a
Yes.
difference from working at home to actually being in an office?
I think it really depends on like what your work from home situation is. Like
Okay.
when I used to work from home, there was a small period of time where I didn't really have an office at my house.
Okay.
So I was kind of like, using my computer on my bed or like going to my dining room table. And that didn't feel the same as
No.
when I established an office in my home.
Right.
And that was like my command center, and I had everything that I needed where I needed it. It felt pretty similar to, in terms of like getting tasks done, to being in a co-working space.
Right.
But for me, the piece that was missing is like, I'm surrounded by other people who are doing their thing too.
Right.
And so I watch these women come in every day, and they're making their dreams happen too. And if I need an extra set of eyes on something, I mean, there's no other graphic designer that works out of here, but there's 2 photographers, and there's a woman who owns 2 magazines, and there's a real estate agent, and there's an event planner, and there are other women who come in on a daily basis as well. And so if I'm like struggling with like, okay, how do I set, like, what's the wording like on this email? Like, does this sound good to you? There's someone there to hear it. If I want someone to look at something and just say, like, what are you thinking about this shape? They're not in my field, but they can at least give me feedback. Whereas at home, there's no feedback,
Right.
And there's also a whole camaraderie to it as well. I mean, we sit down and we eat lunch together a lot of days, or maybe we'll pop around the corner and grab something together. Fridays have become a pop champagne happy hour towards the end of the
What?
day sort of
Y'all,
thing.
y'all be partying over there, man. Y'all be. First of all, I was
We know how to live.
right. Y'all, women do it different. Women do it different than men. Wow.
Yes, we do.
Wow. All right.
There's always something in the fridge.
That's okay. What's the name of this place? What's
It's called The Hive. It's through the women's networking group Busy Mamas, BIZZYMAMAS.
is that in Delaware?
We're actually in Pennsylvania, in Ardmore, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. So, ladies,
But we do have some Delaware ladies that are busy mamas.
yes. There it is a whole hive of them.
Yes, there are.
Well, Caitlin, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Real quick, where can people reach you again?
On my website, which is CaitlinMertoDesigns.com, CaitlinMerto designs.com, on my Facebook page, which is also Caitlin Merto Designs, or on Instagram, which is at Caitlin Merto Designs.
Awesome. Caitlin, thank you so much for your time and space. May you have a good, great, awesome freaking day. And keep smiling.
You too, Ivan.
It's your main man, Big Ive, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH. For more information and more positive news in Delaware, DETVCH.com. Check us out, and make sure you check out Chef Joyce at Fresh Start with Joyce. She is an amazing, let me just go over there real quick. Got to give my girl Joyce some love. That's what we do over here. We give everybody love. Chef Joyce is over here, and let me get that out the way. Boom. She will actually, once my computer loads up, I got like 40 windows open. She gives you the tips and tricks on how to take grandma's recipe and make it healthy for you. Also, she is a fitness instructor, Fresh Start coach, and awesome inspiration. Fresh Start with Joyce. Check her out. And she is actually doing her tour with Boscov's coming up. Woo, Joyce. All right, follow her.
Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce is awesome. I got to connect you to. Joyce is
I'd love to meet her.
Yeah, she is. And actually, she's watching right now. So
Hi, Joyce.
Joyce is amazing. So I'll connect you guys. Again, DETVCH.com, and we're out. See ya.
See ya.